This is going to be a quick discussion on muscle groups, specifically about how and why we break down the muscles into upper body and lower body. I just want to be transparent in that there are other ways to kind of divide the body down. There are different planes to divide them down, and there's further detail into the muscles. But this is not an exercise science class, and for this class, we just need some broad muscle groupings. So before we get into muscle groupings, I just want to point out that there are different ways to work the body. You can work both the upper body and the lower body in the same workout, and those are typically called full body workouts. You can also split your workouts into upper and lower body days, and this is called a split for short. So splits often allow for more frequent training, better recovery, and more volume per muscle group in each session than full body workouts. However, full body workouts can provide a good training stimulus in a more time efficient manner over a week. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this. So when we talk about upper body, we're generally including workouts and lifting that target the chest. And so this would be the chest area, the middle back and the upper back in this area here, your shoulders, which will be in the front and in the back, your biceps, which are right in here, and your triceps, which are directly behind your biceps. So I couldn't divide the picture properly, but the abs in this trunk area are actually part of the lower body. So like I said, the lower body typically includes things that target the abdominals, which would be up here, your lower back, which would be just up here above the glutes, your actual glutes, your quads, which are the front muscles, and there are 4 muscles in there, and that's why it's called a quad, your hamstrings, which are the back side of your legs, and then your calves, which are down here. Later on, we'll do a deeper dive into these muscles, and we'll go through the names and some corresponding lifts so you know specifically which workouts work which exact muscles. So there's some common muscle groupings that you're going to see in the workouts. And so one group might be the chest, shoulders, and triceps. And these are known as push muscles. And so when you think about a body movement, like a push-up or a bench press, these muscles involve pushing resistance away from the body. So you are pushing your body up for a push-up. You are pushing the dumbbells or the bar up for a bench press. The back and biceps, these are considered pull muscles. So these would be workouts where you're pulling the resistance to your body. So in a bicep curl, you're pulling the dumbbell up towards your shoulder. In a pull down, you're pulling either your bar down to your shoulders, or maybe you're pulling the row machine back towards your shoulders also. Your legs are typically your quadriceps, your hamstrings, glutes, and calves. And most workouts will target one or all muscles of the legs. And so a squat, for example, your primary could be your quads, but your secondary could be your hamstrings and your glutes. And same thing with lunges. And so as we go through these, we'll talk about primary and secondary muscles, but that's a different lecture. So I really like this image, and that's so that you can see that there are lifts that focus on this. You don't have to do a deep dive on this. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this, but it's just kind of to show that there's all these different muscle parts. So like right here, this is the deltoid. So there's different exercises that you can do just to work the deltoid. Same thing down here. So there's a quadricep, which is the purple, and there are specific, so this one says the full squat, the leg extension, and the leg press. So some of these can be body weight, some of these can be done on a machine, and some of these can be done with barbells, free weights, dumbbells, and even bands. Okay, so later on in the semester, we're gonna kind of tackle each of these so you have a good idea of which muscle groups tie into which types of lifts. So how do you choose between doing a full body or doing a split? So a lot of times, the reason a person chooses a full body or a split is based on external factors. So sometimes it depends on their work schedule or their school schedule, their recovery capacity, meaning how many days in between do they have or how much time do they have to rest, and their training preferences. And I just want to emphasize this is for regular people, regular humans, not high elite level performing athletes or bodybuilders. So for example, this option 1 right here. So let's just say that they're going to do an upper, a lower, then they're going to rest. Upper body, lower body, rest, and rest. And that's because, there's an odd number of days in the week. You could also switch it and do upper, lower, rest, rest, upper, lower, rest. So this is what it means when it says works around their schedule and their recovery capacity. Same thing for full body. If we were to map out options for a full body, it would typically be every other day. So maybe it's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then there's rest days in between. And again, what works best with your schedule, with your recovery, and what do you prefer, frankly? And as you go through this class, those are some of the things that you're going to factor in and reflect on. So ultimately, full body workouts and split workouts will still lead you to similar strength gains. So as you're going through this semester and as you're going through these workouts, I really want you to consider your lifestyle, your goals, and the amount of time you can realistically commit to help decide your training plan and your frequency. I will say, though, the most important contributor to your strength gain is consistency. Over and over again, it is consistency that pays off. It's not what you're doing in 1 week. It is what you're doing for the entire semester or for the entire year.